I didn't feel any awkwardness whatsoever. It was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I did try to prepare.
Yes, I do appreciate that.
Welcome to the Front Porch with Brian Beaudry.
So I'd like to welcome today's guest, our Salesforce developer manager, Erick Gordineer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I pronounced it correct. All right. Erick, welcome to the Front Porch.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the basics. I asked the first two questions to everyone. It would be weird if I asked the third question to everyone, but who are you? Where are you from? And why do you go by Psyduck Batman everywhere?
Cool. So I am Erick Gordineer. I have gone by other names. I with my family or very long-term friends, they may know me as Andrew. At some point when I was in college, they started calling me Andy. Mm-hmm. And when I graduated college, my closest friends began calling me by my middle name, Erick. Okay. So, yeah, I've gone through multiple names.
Was there a reason for this, or just like they discovered your middle name and they're like, oh, we're...
For the middle name one, I don't know where they found it. It might have been back when I still had Facebook. They saw my middle name on there, and then they just did it as a joke, but it stuck.
Yeah, that's how a lot of things happen. Is you do them as a joke. Like I'm very careful about certain words and using them ironically because I know that it becomes like, oh no, I actually just used this word.
Right. And then I'm from multiple places, I guess.
Yeah.
I was born in Vegas.
Okay.
I moved to a small town in Texas called Cleburne. It's near Burleson, that area.
Yeah.
Then I moved. That was around 2 years old. Moved back to Vegas around 6 years old, and then back to Cleburne. I don't know why this town specifically.
Yeah.
At 11, and I lived there for a majority of my life. Only leaving for college at the University of Texas at Austin whenever I graduated high school. I had to be different. I've done that with everything, and everyone was going to A&M, so I said I might as well go to the school that actually wins football games.
Oh, okay. I was going to say good timing with that joke. All right.
Yes.
And why do you go by Psyduck Batman everywhere?
I go by Psyduck Batman for a couple of reasons. The Psyduck part comes from me having headaches. So I did have a period of time when I was in college where I had an aneurysm.
Oh, so maybe that wouldn't have happened if you went to A&M though.
I guess, but I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't have gotten my degree. Okay. Yeah, I had an aneurysm, had a couple of brain surgeries, and then from that point onward, I had a permanent migraine. And Psyduck, the Pokemon, also has a permanent headache. And the more his head hurts, the more powerful his powers show. The more my head hurts, the faster I solve problems. It was a similarity. The Batman piece comes from my history in the Salesforce platform, both at my prior employment and here. Anytime something is going wrong, as long as you are able to demonstrate it to me, I will find out exactly where it's located, kind of like Batman would using his detective skills. Okay. Yeah, so I just combine them together. And honestly, thinking of a Psyduck dressed up as Batman sounds really cool.
I was going to say, it does sound pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it is interesting. I was going to ask, do you still get the migraines and the headaches? And is that still a constant thing, or is it kind of better now? That's
a wild story. I was told by my neurosurgeon that this is expected after a brain surgery. They did not say for how long. A decade later, I connected with them again, and they said, yeah, you should see a neurologist. That's not normal for it to continue this long. No.
He's like, yeah, I meant like a week. And you're
Right. If they said something, that would have checked earlier. So no, the migraines are no longer here. I found some medication that's helping significantly, but there was something kind of strange. Have you had braces?
Yes, once upon a time.
Do you remember that feeling when you removed your braces at first?
Where like your teeth felt super slimy?
Not that one.
Oh, okay.
The like something's missing piece.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That happened in my brain, like in my head. I am missing nearly a quarter of my brain. The frontal left lobe is almost gone. And for the first time, when that migraine went away, it felt like something was missing.
Yeah. So like a phantom
brain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got pneumonia in boot camp, and I just had this persistent cough for like months and months and months, and eventually it went away. I was like, I miss coughing. What? This is weird.
Yep, exactly.
Why am I not coughing now? This is.
I didn't miss this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like.
Yeah.
But you said it was helping you. You can still figure out problems though.
Yeah. That part stayed. I'm still able to figure out problems very quickly.
Must be much better to do that without a massive.
So much nicer. So much nicer.
All right. Let's go back into your job history.
Sure.
Do you remember the first thing you wanted to be growing up? Like all adults ask kids,
sure.
what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, for sure. So when I was super young, around 4 years old, my parents got me a Super Nintendo, and I loved playing video games on that. Mm-hmm. But I have a curious mind. I wanted to see, know how it works. Okay. So growing up, even through the end of my high school career, I wanted to be a video game developer so bad. This is where the aneurysm timing was kind of unfortunate. I went to the University of Texas at Austin, and I was part of a freshman research initiative where we were going to learn about computational intelligence in video game design, which is awesome. And the second week into that semester was when the aneurysm hit, and I was unable to get back into that course. Yeah. But I am still very happy with where I am today, and I do understand how those things work, so mission accomplished.
So do you still are you still interested in developing games? Do you do it as like a hobby or anything? Or
I don't.
Do you feel fulfilled with what you do?
I do feel pretty fulfilled with what I do. My biggest passion actually is teaching. I love giving back to the community and things like that. But nowadays, especially with the onset of, ChatGPT and Gemini, I don't know how difficult it would be to be an instructor. And that is something I don't even want to imagine having to navigate. Yeah. So I take on mentees pretty frequently. Actually, one of the developers on my team was a mentee. I don't know if you remember, but Robert he was in a different department altogether.
Yeah, I remember him being, and I was like, that's weird that they would go over to Salesforce from IT.
Yeah, it's a pretty good story behind that. I was working here as a junior developer under Gustavo, if you remember him. I do. And my computer only had, I think, maybe 4 gigs of RAM, so it was struggling. My work computer was really, really chugging. Yeah. And I put in the IT ticket, and Robert happened to be the individual assigned to it. So while he was installing it, I was talking to him, as I always do, and shared a little bit of my background. I was in IT when I was in high school. I had the A+ certification, things like that. Mm-hmm. Why couldn't I just install this myself? I'm very thankful that I wasn't able to install it myself, because he told me what he was making. He told me what his passions were. And he told me specifically that he had a degree in computer science. And I said, why don't you do Salesforce? And you fast forward, when Gus had left, I took over the managerial position. He actually did take my advice. He learned Salesforce. He continued studying it day in and day out. And I pulled him onto the team, and now he's a rock star. So, awesome. Yeah. It's awesome to see the growth that he had. It's when you have an individual who has that initiative to actually, be a mentee that puts in that effort, and you see them attain their goals, because he's doing computer science. He gets to program things. Yeah. It's the best feeling in the world. It really is. So I still get that feeling. I get it from mentees all the time.
I was going to say, I noticed you seem to be really into others, because, I ask you about yourself, and you're already telling me Roberto's story. Also, by the way, he was Roberto when he was in IT, and now he's Robert.
Not by his choice.
Okay.
He wanted to be Robert.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Then I will call him Robert.
Yes. But we didn't want to do what Gus did with me. When I joined Point of Rental, I was Andrew. And he asked me, why does everyone call you Eric? And I explained that only my friends call me Eric, and everyone else calls me Andrew. And he insisted that I change my name to Eric at Point of Rental. I don't know if he was maybe a prophet or something, but I do feel as though everyone here is my friend. So it fits. Yeah.
It's probably because you're so friendly. That's probably the main thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's probably because you're putting it out there. Okay, so you were talking about how obviously you were in IT earlier. You had a bunch of IT knowledge. So is that the first thing you were doing out of school?
No, actually. my high school did not have a computer science program. I did want to be a developer, and that was the closest thing I could get, was becoming somebody who was knowledgeable about the hardware, setting things up, and troubleshooting issues, right? So it wasn't my first goal. It just happened to be the class we were offered, and I went head first into it, kind of like I do with everything. I don't know if people have mentioned that. And I ended up finding different scenarios to set up for people's computers. It started off as pranks amongst myself and other individuals who were in the IT class, and ended up with my instructor asking me to purposely sabotage computers so that the others could have things to work on, little projects. And it was fun. You can Google this if you would like. I even competed at the state level when I was in an organization called Skills USA. It was a computer technician competition, and I'm more proud of this than I am of my degree from UT. I got the gold medal for my school as a computer technician, and I couldn't get hired anywhere. Huh?
Gold medalist right here.
Great. Hey. Yeah, so it was cool.
That's awesome. So you get the gold medal for breaking stuff or for fixing stuff?
Yes.
Oh,
for that competition, it was for fixing things. And at the regional level, I actually got silver. I walked up to the person who was administering the test and told him, hey, something was wrong that wasn't supposed to be wrong. And I described exactly what it was, because at the regional level, you were only going to the state level if you got gold, because there were just so many people.
Yeah.
And when I told them that, they said I was wrong at first, and then they checked, and that's why I still was able to go to the state level. That was kind of a nice little flex.
I was going to say, that's a strong flex on it.
Yep, yes, it is.
Yep. I'm trying to teach my daughter that somewhat in when she's doing some of the schools. It's like, just because it's written this way and just because these are the only options doesn't mean that those are the right ones. You can argue and explain stuff to people.
Question everything.
Is there anything else that you considered being? So, I mean, between IT and development, it sounds like it was always in kind of those fields. It was really only IT because you were forced to.
Right. IT was because I was forced to. I did enjoy it. I learned how to fix things like cell phones, laptops. Those were the more sketchy ones, because if you take them apart, everything has to be exactly as it was, right?
Yeah.
You end up with extra parts and something went wrong. When I went to college, at first I wanted to be that video game developer. After the aneurysm, especially when you lose your frontal left lobe, things like logic or memorizing, problem-solving skills, those are much more difficult.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I failed a math test, and I'm very proud about my abilities in math and as a computer scientist. And I went from having a 4.0 GPA with 18 credits my first semester to failing very much my first exam in calculus my second semester. So it was a learning curve, right?
Yeah.
You go from just naturally picking these things up to, I have to learn how to study.
Yeah.
Okay. And our high school didn't prepare us for that. So I leaned heavily on my colleagues at UT, and they were amazing people. They walked me through it. They took the time to help me learn the skills I needed to succeed. And I think that's what drove me further into the whole tutoring thing. I used to tutor quite a bit in high school. It drove me back towards that, and I decided I wanted to be a teacher, go back to my high school, which I did, and teach computer science so that I could give the students there the opportunity I wasn't afforded. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm picturing how difficult it must be, because I know, again, having also been one of those people who prided himself on understanding things really quickly.
Right.
How did you deal with it initially? Because I can only imagine that's how you identify as yourself. You're no, I am this person who knows things, but I don't know things.
I left a very high bar for myself to live up to, I guess. It was difficult. Shortly after my first brain surgery, I ended up having two. I don't know if I mentioned that. They messed up on the first one. Different conversation, different sidebar. I couldn't look at screens, like laptop screens or cell phone screens. And as a developer, that's
Yeah,
kind of what you
say,
do.
Geez, really? They're trying to take everything away from you now.
Oh no, it gets worse. I may appear as very talkative or well-spoken. That's not due to that's not for lack of effort. I used to be this way beforehand as well.
Yeah.
I had to relearn how to talk. I lost the ability to recall words. I was no longer able to hold conversations. And yeah, the approach I took to answer your question, circling all the way back to that, was I, again, dove headfirst into it. I studied day in, day out. Fortunately, I had an entire journal that I kept my first semester for the calculus class previously. Mm-hmm. I went through the entire thing and just relearned how everything worked. I found out that I needed about a week and a half to study, as opposed to like just studying the day before like I used to.
No more cramming.
No more cramming. Cramming went away.
Yeah.
But no, I adjusted. I found ways to continue being the Eric or the Andrew that I am for my friends and family.
All right, so you didn't have like an existential crisis or anything? Or?
Oh, I totally did, dude. It was horrible. I was like, how am I supposed to do this? It was almost like photographic memory, level of memory, I could have a conversation with you and then completely forget what we spoke about in about 10 minutes. It's probably going to happen. When we walk out, I'm going to forget half of what I told you.
I mean, that's how I thought that was normal. Isn't that how everyone operates?
Of course. All the time.
It's like, I just remember like little pieces. Okay, well, yeah, I can see how that would definitely give you a unique perspective on education, on like pretty much everything. And
it was humbling. Yeah. That's how I would say it was very, very humbling. I thought that's how everyone was, right? You never put yourself in someone else's shoes until something like that happens. Yeah. And when I realized the difficulty I was having learning, I felt it was a shock, right? I felt more like I wanted to help individuals who didn't have that weird like photographic memory that I had. Yeah. And I even taught prior to teaching at Cleveland High School, and you couldn't have found this one online. Yeah. I taught at a school called Manor New Tech High School in a town of Manor, shortly outside of Austin. And that is a charter school where individuals could select to go to if they felt out of place in their current high schools. So I guess like the School of Outcasts. I felt that place.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah. They didn't go with that on the marketing materials, but...
No. But another nice little flex, they had a news article, an actual printed news article, where it claimed to be Barack Obama's favorite school in Texas. So I get to say I taught at Barack Obama's favorite school in Texas. And I had one student have a 5 on the computer science principles AP exam. That's hard. I don't think I did anything. He was a savant. Yeah. If he got a 4, that was my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he got a perfect score. He was fantastic.
Interesting. So obviously you mentioned the being an educator, and I wanted to circle back around to that. There are many pointers who were teachers at some point. What was your experience as a teacher like? Besides that one person who was like, oh, this person's so amazing.
Well, I would say it was nice. I have a personality or a way of speaking to people that seems to make them feel comfortable, I guess.
You seem pretty chill.
Yeah. And I was teaching sophomores at Cleveland High School. I was teaching geometry and computer science, but computer science was the after-school program. We didn't get to start it that first year because they wanted to give me a dry run, see if I could teach regular mathematics. And
I can imagine you must have been like a young whippersnapper, because you still seem like, I can't tell how old you are, but you seem pretty young.
Right.
And if it was several years ago, then yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, if I shave my face, I still look roughly the same. It's interesting. I do have a photo from when I was in high school, dressed up as a teacher, and it's wild to look back at that. But no, I was still a whippersnapper. Nobody could tell how old I was there either. I was mistaken for a student time and time again. It was hilarious when another teacher like stepped in front of me in a lunch line to like cut, because that's what teachers do to the students. And I went, hello? I'm one of you. Yeah. So we had a good time though. The students were able to trust me. I had some students who would refuse to talk to any other instructor, especially when they were upset, besides me. And it was nice to be that resource to let them, vent out what's going on, help them navigate some complex issues in their life, because they're young.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the town I was teaching, they might not have had parents that were the best, examples. So to be a good a good adult figure in their life was rewarding. I would say even maybe more rewarding than teaching itself, because you don't know what they're going through, and you might have just saved their life just by being somebody they could speak to. Yeah. So we did that. And then I think the most fun thing we did when I was a teacher was I saw a student playing Super Smash Brothers, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I know how to play that game. Yeah. I've been playing this since I was a wee lad, maybe 9 years old, back on the Nintendo 64. Yeah. So I saw them, and man, they were so bad. And I used to roast my students. That was one way for us to break ice. Yeah. So I told them, wow, I'm pretty sure I can beat you with one hand, like a full controller, one hand. Yeah. I did. And that's when they asked if we could start holding Super Smash Brothers tournaments. So every 2 weeks we had a tournament. They never beat me.
And I was going to say, are you participating in every one of these?
Oh, yeah. They insisted. I told them it wasn't fair.
Did you eventually have to move to two hands?
Yes, okay. I did. Yes, I did. I had to use two hands. There were some students who went to tournaments like EVO, which is a huge thing in the fighting game community. Mm-hmm. And they were good. They were the only ones. I had to use my actual main character. I used a character called Ganondorf as an insult because he was ranked as the worst character in the game. So I just wanted to flex on them. When somebody finally beat it, I went, oh, I get to have fun now. Yeah, it was a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I can only relate to sports video games. It's like I definitely know the worst ones, whereas those ones it's like I would actually have to study or look it up and stuff like that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So when I was looking through your LinkedIn, basically everything in Texas. You're teaching in Texas, but there's this one time where you go to Alabama. What happened there?
That's a fun one. The reason I left the teaching profession originally wasn't because I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, it sounds very much like you enjoyed it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was a financial thing at that time. Teachers don't get paid much.
Yes, yeah, I've heard this.
Yes, and I love my wife to death, and I was unable to afford some of the medical necessities that she has. Mm-hmm. So I decided to go back onto my degree, which is in computer science, and try to find a job as a developer somewhere. I didn't realize that it was borderline impossible to land a developer job when you are a year removed without any internships and all you did was teaching. So I was at a contracting firm for a little bit. It was in Frisco, Texas. I walked in, sat down. They asked me, "Do you know what Salesforce is?" And I went, "No." Never heard of it.
Tell me more.
Yeah. What is Salesforce? Am I about to be a salesperson? How does this work? Yeah. And they showed us a platform called Trailhead. It's like Khan Academy, but for Salesforce, completely free. And they have paths on there that will guide you to the skill set you want. And I wanted to be a developer. So, again, head first.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds very much like your jam based on it has everything laid out for me. All I can do, I just tackle it as I want.
100%. I had a buddy who was also new to it, and he and I were having that competition to see who could get the developer certification first. So that was good. It was good, healthy competition. Helped me get there. I received the certification after him because he waited until I scheduled my exam and then scheduled his an hour before. I am not even exaggerating. But no, I'm really proud of him. He and I have continued that competition, and it's helped us move up in our careers. So I'm beyond thankful that I met that individual, because it turned out that contracting company was doing some shady things, and we needed to get out. And he was the individual that helped me get out. So I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have the fortune of meeting individuals that have helped me get where I am today. And that's why I talk about other people.
Yeah.
Talking about yourself is a little weird for me, at least.
Yep.
I want to show that it wasn't just me. Like I'm not some kind of genius. I'm not some kind of like miracle person. I'm very fortunate that I've met great people in my life. So circling back, we both received our certifications, left that contracting company, and I applied to hundreds and hundreds of applications, as I'm sure you could imagine.
Yes.
And when I say I got lucky, oh man, I had an interview with BBVA, the bank that is no longer in the United States. And they asked me these questions about Salesforce, which I knew the answers to at that time. The interviewers were not the developers themselves, so they weren't that in-depth.
They have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly. They're like, oh, he had an answer? Let's go. So they were asking me questions, and anything I didn't know the answer to, I was honest. I didn't try to make something up, right?
Yeah.
I told them I don't know, but I could find out. I mean, I learned about Salesforce in September of 2019, and I received the certification as a developer, which is not the first level. That's like level 3 by December, I think it was December 6th. And that's hard. That's hard. Yeah. I skipped the admin. I skipped the platform app builder, went straight to developer. It's like drinking from a fire hydrant, man. But when they saw that, I think they saw that I had that work ethic that they're looking for. And they wanted to start their own Salesforce department here in the United States because at the time, all they had were contractors.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I was hired on as a contractor, but I was the only contractor from the U.S. with the intent that they would hire me on full-time and make me the lead of the U.S. team. That was cool.
Yeah. But I'm not talking to you from BBVA, so something else must have happened.
Oh, yeah, they got bought out while I was still a contractor. It was an unfortunate thing that happened, but that was a year in. While I was working there, I had a great mentor, Claudia. She's another reason that I'm where I am today. Mm-hmm. She took the time to actually explain things to me when I didn't understand or if I needed some guidance. And yeah, she became one of our best friends, our being mine and Yaya's our best friends. So that's awesome. I'm lucky it was her, by the way. Yeah. I learned later that some of the other contractors did not want me to be there because it was a threat to their job security. And I get that. I understand. I would have felt the same way. But they were actively trying to kick me out. And that made it so I was very, very thorough as a Salesforce developer. And it made my skill set strong enough that when I described what I did at BBVA to Gus, I was a shoo-in. I didn't even have to try. It was great. So, yeah. BBVA was cool, but it was a risk, a huge risk. I ended up, again, I was a teacher prior, and then wife had medical needs. I didn't have that much money either, and we had a few big medical things happen. So I ended up with like all of my credit cards maxed out, man, every single one. And I had a different car at that time. I had a beat up POS Mercedes 2001. Looks great, beautiful car.
Yeah.
It did not really want to keep running. That thing was well past its last limbs. I'm surprised it got me to Alabama. Genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
I had to give it up while we were in Alabama because it couldn't run anymore. I even selected my apartment based on location. So I could walk to the store and I could also walk to my work in case I had no car. Yeah, I was ready.
That's good planning ahead right there.
Yeah. But this was all right before COVID. Like I moved January of 2020. So March 2020 was when the whole COVID lockdown happened. And we went fully remote. I was a little annoyed. I could have done this from home.
Yeah.
Why did you bring me out here?
I did all this work.
Yeah. I signed up for this lease. I even upgraded because it was right before COVID. I thought I was still going to have a job there for a long time. I even upgraded to a more expensive apartment. Like, I think we went from a studio, which is rough, to a one bedroom, which was much more livable. Yeah. But we had to re-sign the lease. So I did. And that we moved around June. So that's what, 6 months into the year. I was I was let go at BBVA. Another fun story, because they got bought out by PNC. It was not their decision. I enjoyed working with the product owner and everyone there, and I probably would still be there if they hadn't been bought out. But yeah, I found out the day after I found out I was diagnosed with COVID. Yeah, that's great. So you
feels like with you, when it rains, it really pours.
yeah. I tell my friends that too. When bad luck hits, dude, it comes like one after the other, all in one giant clump.
Yeah.
But then good things happen again.
Yeah.
So
it balances out eventually.
yeah, it does. So I find out I have COVID. I'm exhausted, permanently exhausted, and then I find out I'm let go, and I go, oh no, I have to secure work. I don't have a choice.
It's like, cool, I'm in a new state, have lots of debt, and no job. This is awesome.
Yeah, and I need to make sure that I
And
can
no car.
take care of my wife, most importantly. Yeah. So I start applying to 1,000 jobs while I'm there the day after I'm let go. But BBVA, man, they were super generous. Like they took care of their contractors, not just the people that were let go from the company, but they took care of contractors. And I don't think I've ever seen that at a company before. They paid through the end of December. I was diagnosed December 8th. They paid through the end of December the same salary that I was already receiving as a contractor. And they helped us. They gave us recommendation letters. If you look on my LinkedIn, I have a recommendation letter from my supervisor and from my manager. It's incredible. Like they wanted to make sure we weren't left out dry to hang. Yeah. And that's part of the reason I was able to land this job. I, again, applied to 100 or 300 jobs and day one with COVID. And I got lucky. I ran across this job, and when I heard I had an interview with Point of Rental, I had no idea what Point of Rental was.
Yeah, you're like, this doesn't seem familiar. I did apply to a lot of places, but
I knew Salesforce was. I knew what Salesforce was and what it was used for. I figured it was a company that used Salesforce. That's good enough for me.
Yep.
Right. So that's how I ended up coming back to Texas. I landed the job here and moved right back immediately.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it a thing where you were looking specifically back in Texas, or was it like anywhere? I don't care.
Anywhere. I was desperate. Yeah, anywhere. If you would hire me, as long as it's remote.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you did move back to Texas, though.
I did.
Even though you could have stayed in that sweet studio.
Oh yeah.
Or,
it was a building that I think was built back in like 1945 or something like that. It was barely holding on, man. They needed to just demolish it and build some new apartment building there, but it was in such a crowded area. I don't think they had the option to. Yeah.
I was gonna say those older buildings, they can go one of two ways, where it's like, you really need to replace this, or it's like, ooh, it's a really awesome building.
Right. No. It was the former.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just found Point of Rental just through, and then Gus reaches out to you. Lathan reaches out to you.
Oh, it was Gus. Yeah. No, it wasn't even Lathan.
Wow.
Gus himself. He wanted to make sure that they didn't miss out on the opportunity, because I had posted on LinkedIn that I was getting ready to start at a different company. I was receiving an offer, and I thought I had. I ended up not having that offer. I got lucky that I posted it though, because Gus, he rapid fire. He messaged me. He interviewed me. I can't even remember the other individual that was on the call, but
I was gonna say, ooh, secret job hunting tip. Just post that you have.
No, really, yeah. If you're confident that you can deliver, just post that you're getting offers. Somebody will reach out.
There we go.
And if it doesn't work, delete your post. Try again. Right?
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
It worked. Yeah. The interview was fun though. He did ask about my experience at BBVA, and I was honest. I told him I had to reverse engineer something that was created by a developer that is no longer at the company, which is not exactly fun or easy, but I built the tool set or the skill set I needed to do it quickly. And that's what we needed here. Yeah. So that was good. Yep. As soon as he heard that, he pivoted entirely away from Salesforce. He wanted me to explain something to him that I'm extremely passionate about in depth, as if he was a beginner. I think he was trying to gauge my teaching abilities, right? Yeah. And I told him my process for waxing my car. I love my car, right? I do everything by hand. I do not let anyone else touch my car. Okay. It is my baby. So I told him my entire waxing process. It was lengthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he really liked my answer, asked me what my Reddit handle was. I told him no, and I got the job. Yeah.
All right. I mean, hey, yeah, got to make them work for that.
Of course. But it's good though. Since I've joined Point of Rental, I've had opportunities to mentor people, like I told you, with Robert. And the teaching skill set has been critical to my success here. Yep. I'm able to communicate with people clearly. I'm able to slow down if I need to and not, cause mass confusion. And if there are things that people don't understand, or if people are just curious about how the back end works so that they can improve their requests, I can write it up in a way that's easy to understand, because interacting with people, I learn how they are learning things, and then I just adjust the explanation accordingly.
Okay. Did he know about your teaching background?
He did.
Okay, good. I was going to say, it would have been like, wow, this is really amazing that you're just leaning right into my wheelhouse.
No.
Okay, so you came on as a developer. Mm-hmm. Now you're a manager. What are some of the differences between those two roles, and kind of what do you kind of miss about your previous role, and what's your favorite part of what you do now?
Oh, goodness. It's wildly different. Being a developer manager is pretty cool. It's fun. I feel like I get to be a mentor for the developers that are on my team. So that's always going to feel rewarding. Yeah. And it was cool. Becoming the manager, I ended up in a ton of meetings. Dude, the pressure after Gus left, I'm not going to lie. Wow. It was either get crushed or become a diamond. Figure it out, buddy. Our Salesforce org was difficult to navigate. I didn't know where things were. It was overwhelming. It really was. And I'm thankful for Preston beyond measure, man. He took me on as a mentee. He helped me grow into the role, and he showed me where everything was when I was first starting as a manager. And yeah, becoming the manager was cool. I now get to say I know where almost everything is in Salesforce. Mm-hmm. So anytime a developer is working on a project, I can tell them exactly where they need to go so they can get started right away. And as far as the differences are concerned, I don't get to develop much as I used to. Yeah. I miss that. That's what I miss the most. I love development. It's a game to me, right? You're figuring out puzzles. You get to take these new requirements and how are you going to make this work? How's this going to work? And you go do your research, you make it happen, and it's awesome. Everybody's, high fives all around. Mm-hmm. I miss that the most. Yeah. I don't get to have that anymore, at all. But I get to meet incredible people like you right now. I wouldn't have had this opportunity if I didn't meet the individual that, recommended me for this in all of those meetings. And I have a rapport with the company that is fantastic. I feel I can talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime. So yeah. It's good. It helped improve the relationship with Salesforce and Point of Rental immensely. And I get to keep, developing skill sets to help me succeed. So
awesome. Well, I was going to ask you a follow-up, but you already answered all that stuff. So
I told you I was talkative.
Yeah, I was going to say, this guy's very thorough and good. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get into other things, I want to play a game with you. We'll call it Erick or Immorty.
Okay.
If you agree with her statement or it's true, say Erick.
Okay.
If you disagree with it, say Immorty.
Sure.
And then I'll need a reason for each of your answers, okay?
Got it.
Erick or Immorty, you've been known to cry at movies.
Erick. And the reason is, one, the first movie that ever just brought me to tears, Pokémon, the first movie. Hear me out. If you watch the film, just even if you're not a Pokemon fan, right? You'll get that character attachment to Ash and Pikachu and the other main characters. But there's a scene, and it's long enough that I don't feel I have to say spoiler alert, but spoiler alert. There's a scene where Ash is turned into stone. Mm-hmm. And it's because he was trying to stop a fight between two really big Pokemon, strong Pokemon, Mew and Mewtwo. Mm-hmm. And when he's turned to stone, Pikachu is at a loss, man. That's his best friend. Your best friend is gone forever. Yep. And you see the tears going down Pikachu's face, and you hear Pikachu crying and yelling Pikachu and shocking him, trying to bring him back. trying to turn him back into a human.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying not to cry now.
I was going to say, on some level, it's hard not to laugh because I have not watched any Pokemon stuff, but like that whole thing of like dealing with death and watching someone struggle to like cope with it and make it like not happen, knowing that it's futile or whatever.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, that definitely, I can understand that.
It completely, it broke me. I cried so hard during that film. Now, at the end, he does get turned back to normal. Of course, it's Pokemon.
It would really change everything.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's over. Sorry.
Yeah. But I am more than willing to put money on it. That is more heart-wrenching than the Titanic. I've told that to everyone. Like, watch it. Promise. You'll cry. So, yeah, I do. And Lilo and Stitch, too. When Stitch is, kind of not there anymore, I cried there, too.
I mean, I think a lot of, like, kids movies are real rough.
They are, right? Yeah. Why is this in our kids' films? But
yeah, I think it doesn't, well, a lot of kids, it doesn't necessarily, like, sometimes they don't pick up on some of this stuff. And there's some where it's like, as an adult, it's like, oh, man, that's hard. Yeah. It was intense, but I saw that when I was, I think, 4 years old. I saw it in theaters. I even had the little Ancient Mew Pokemon card that people had. I just accidentally washed them in my pants because I left them in my pocket. Oops. Wow, even more terrifying story, or a sadder story.
Yeah.
Erick or Morty. You see, I created this and I can't even say it. You've cheated at a board or card game.
I have. Oh, Erick, I have cheated at a board game. To be fair, I wanted to get out of the game as soon as possible.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So it was for different intentions. I didn't care if I won. Yeah. But my wife was there, so I wanted to see if I could help her win. And I was just handing her cards under the table. Nobody knew. And once she won, we just dipped. That was it. So I cheated to get out of an uncomfortable area.
I like it. I mean, look, no one said you had to cheat in order to win.
Right.
There have been people that are like, I play with my kids or whatever, and I help them win and feel better. I'm like,
I do that too at video games. When we're playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, I would help my friends who are very, very bad at the game win by teaming up with the friends that are really, really good, and then just low-key sabotaging them. Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone was wondering,
right. If y'all lost and you were on my team, it's because I wanted you to lose, not because we're bad.
All right, Erick or Morty, you've told an outrageous lie to a child.
Erick, I have. So, and this is a cool little cultural story for this one. When I was super young, about I think 8 years old, I was in the Philippines, and they were telling me about this elf, right? This little elf named Tiny. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But they were making him sound scary. Like, oh, you don't want to mess with Tiny. You don't want to make Tiny mad. Do you want to meet him? And I went, yeah, that sounds cool, because I'm into scary movies. Why not? Yeah. So they take me into a dark room. It's literally just like a dark room with a candle, and they said, Tiny doesn't like to be seen. And you're 8. You're super gullible. You're gonna fall for anything. And I'm like, okay, sure. And they explained it to me. There's gonna be a candle. There's gonna be some sayings that you have to say, like it's gonna summon him, basically. Yeah. And then they're going to turn on the light, and you'll see Tiny. And I went, doesn't seem real, but sure, why not? I'll entertain you, right? Yeah. Prove me wrong.
This is so dumb, but we'll do it anyway.
Yeah. Now, they were the ones that had the last laugh. Turns out when you're doing the ritual to see Tiny, you have to keep your eyes closed. You can't open them. He doesn't want to be seen. And you have this plate that's in front of you, and you have to touch the plate, and then you have to draw symbols on your face. You can imagine where this is going. Yes, they tell you have to draw a circle, or draw a cross, or draw an X, or whatever. Yeah. And when you're done, at the end of it, they tell you to open your eyes. They're holding a mirror in front of you. You literally just drew all over your face with this weird colored powder, and yeah, I broke into tears laughing so hard. I couldn't believe I actually fell for that. And I did that to someone else. I didn't do it just to a child, by the way. I had a friend who came with me. She was 22 years old, to the Philippines to visit my family. And I was like, dude, do you want to meet Tiny? So I kept the cycle going.
All right, that's great. That one is, it's cultural education, I think, at that point. It's not even just being mean.
Yeah, no, it's total fun.
All right, Erick or Amorti, your favorite fast food fries are from McDonald's?
Oh, Amorti, 100%. The fries at McDonald's used to be decent, I think. I don't know what happened in recent years, but there's a place in Alabama that I miss immensely called Jack Brown's Burger Bar. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
And their fries, they were the little thin fries, kind of like you get at, I think it's Steak and Shake.
Okay.
They super, super thin horseshoe fries, something like that. Or
Shoestring.
Shoestring. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm a fry connoisseur.
Awesome. Perfect. But they were perfect every time. Perfectly crispy. They didn't stick to each other. And they would put whatever you wanted on them. So I miss that place.
I was going to say, that sounds delicious.
The burger was better, though. They had a Elvis burger. Have you heard of that?
No.
So,
tell me more.
Yeah. The burger had a peanut butter on it. It was peanut butter, bacon, jalapeno jam, and a fried egg.
I'd try it.
It was the best burger in the world. My wife thought I was crazy because why would you put peanut butter on a burger if you haven't tried it? Try it just once. Thank me later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Erick or Amorti, you have an embarrassing nickname or a nickname that you hate?
That's mean. Erick, I despised that I was called Andy in college. Despised it with a deep burning passion. And it's because when I was younger, there was a show called the Andy Melanakis Show.
Okay.
And I did not like that individual. I did not want to think of that individual. And when people called me Andy, that's the only thing that came to my mind. Please don't call me that.
Okay. Yeah, I vaguely remember that show. I was a little too old for it, so I never really got into it or knew anything about it. But I remember seeing that name.
I thought it was for adults. I was too young to watch it.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I just know it was annoying.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a break real quick, and we'll get into some other questions.
Sounds good, my guy.
Still, the quickest mouse pad in the old west.
I asked you for a personal mission statement before this episode. First of all, did you make it up just for the sheet, or did you already have it and like this is something that you have committed to heart and this is like really your thing?
With the mission statement being about, empowering my friends with AI, I think you have to tell it's for the sheet.
Okay.
But it is true. Like I actually do that. One of my friends, Elizabeth, she is an incredible human being. She is a stepmother to 2. She is a new mother of 1. Like she just had a child. Mm-hmm. She's tutoring people on the side while raising 2 children, had a full-time job as well at one point, and is still going to college.
Yeah, this is making me exhausted just like hearing it.
Yeah, she's going through a lot. And she also comes from a very humble, like current situation. Mm-hmm. So she can't afford certain resources, right? Yeah. I told her about ways that she could leverage Gemini to enhance her like abilities without having to pay for tutors, right? Yeah. So if you use the tools in a way that is assisting you and teaching you, then it becomes invaluable. It bridges that gap between higher income and lower income individuals. Because as a child, I never had a tutor. I couldn't afford it. Yeah. It was expensive. And even when I was in 3rd grade, that was the first time I tutored. I stayed after school every day and I was tutoring kindergartners. In 5th grade, I stayed after school every day and I was tutoring 3rd graders. In high school, I had a fish. When you're a senior, you're supposed to adopt a freshman and be their mentor. That was the thing that happened at my old high school. My fish was struggling in mathematics and she despised her math teacher. Despised her. Mm-hmm. And she she came to me and said, could you just teach me this instead? I don't want to listen to them. And she was failing the class.
Yeah.
I told her, yeah, why not? I mean, imagine you getting A's because the teacher didn't like them either. They're not allowed to say that. But imagine if you got A's. That would be such a slap to your teacher, wouldn't it? And she did. She got A's. Yeah. She applied herself. She got A's. It was cool. So not everyone's going to get lucky like that, right? There aren't enough people out there tutoring people or taking people under their wing. And dude, Gemini is like anything. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use whatever tool of your choice. Yep. Use it in a way that it's explaining how these things work to you, right?
Yeah. Use it to like expand your knowledge rather than to rely on it to do your stuff.
Exactly. And that's also why I don't want to be a teacher again. I cannot think of a way to prevent that outside of only making assignments that are graded happen in front of the instructor without any technology whatsoever, which is borderline impossible with computer science. So
yeah, that seems real tough. All right, computer science. There's no computers in this room.
Yeah. But it's good. That's really what it is. I wanted to help people learn. Again, like give people resources to help them succeed. One of my other friends, he used it for a lab report. He wasn't sure if he was actually meeting all of the guidelines. And this is like a little tutorial for people who do want to learn other skills. He uploaded his lab report along with the guidelines and I think there were the actual experiments. Yeah. So he uploaded 4 PDFs to Gemini, asked Gemini what he is doing well, what he could improve, and to explain each piece. The feedback that he received from Gemini was better than any feedback I've ever received or any feedback I could have given throughout my entire college career. Yeah. It was incredible, and I felt my envy turn greener than that. Yeah. I wish I had that in college. I would have been so much more successful there.
Yeah, that's something that I keep reading as far as like even using that in marketing, where it's like instead of like having it just generate the stuff for your page, have it evaluate and say like, hey, what am I missing on this page?
Exactly.
What would help, proof points or whatever type of stuff that you want to have on there.
Yeah, so that's what that's about.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk spirited driving.
Sure.
Because you use this phrase, spirited driving, which I've never heard of. I kind of like it. What is spirited driving, first of all?
Sure. Spirited driving, I would describe as driving in a way that helps your adrenaline levels rise, right? Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean breaking the law, I promise. I have 0 speeding tickets, and the only ticket I ever received was a parking violation at a college campus, which I don't think counts.
See, it's only when it's stopped that it's a problem.
Right. It's when it stopped. I wasn't moving. No moving violations. So if you're in a car that has a relatively powerful engine and you're at a stoplight at the front, floor it to the speed limit. It's fun. You get to have a little bit of an adrenaline rush, right? Yeah. Or if you're on the highway and there's no one behind you and you're bored, slow down a little bit or, make some space in front of you at least. And then floor it back to the speed limit. Okay. I think that's legal. So that's that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. I don't ever do that like bobbing and weaving in traffic. That I see as extremely unsafe and you're putting people at danger. Yeah. I don't do anything that would put anyone's life in danger.
Okay. So spirited, not reckless.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Perfect delineation.
Is this the thing that you were doing with the car that you took to Birmingham and like
I tried.
Was everything spirited driving? Because it's like
I tried.
I'm just amazed with anything working on this thing. Or?
No, it didn't work with all my vehicles. It worked with my first car. I had a 2001 Acura TL. Okay. That was a pretty powerful car for the sedan that it was. Did it with that. My second car was a 2013 Nissan Altima 2.5S. It did not do anything. I would have been better off on a scooter trying to get an adrenaline rush. Yeah. The Mercedes that I had, it was a poor trade by my decision. I was offered the Mercedes if I provided my brother the Nissan so that he would have a vehicle in college. I love my brother to death and I would do anything for him. So I said yes. Not knowing that the Mercedes was abused. It was. Its previous owner was my stepdad's ex-wife and they're on good terms. They talk. She asked if he wanted the car back. He said sure. Free of charge. We thought the costs were in repairs. First week I had it, I had a $400 engine repair. I was so mad. I was a teacher, but
Yeah.
I was also walking distance to my teaching job, so it didn't matter at that time. I tried spirited driving with that. It didn't work out too well either. I was too scared.
Yeah.
I didn't want to blow out the engine again.
Yep.
With my current car, oh my goodness, it is so fun. It goes fast.
That one has so much spirit.
It does. It does. It's so much more fun. It's my first manual vehicle, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what you have to have if you're really any type of enthusiast.
Right?
Of
Could you
driving.
imagine having a sports car and it being an automatic?
Well, I'm not one of those. I'm just a like I just want to get where I'm going. I don't really care.
Okay.
Person, but I've heard from the people that do know.
Yeah.
It's like you have to have all that control.
If it's available, definitely go for it. It gives you that nice ability to know exactly what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to like guess if the car is going to downshift into a lower gear to go fast. You can just do it yourself. So when I'm on the highway, if I need to overtake somebody, I can, if I'm going 55 or whatever, I'll drop it into third gear, floor it, pass them up. I'll already be hitting like 80 or 90 by the time I go by their car, and then drop it back drop it back into sixth gear, save the gas, and go back to speed limit.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Do you tone this down with passengers? Do you give them like a warning as they're about to get in a car with you, or do you just not do it so much?
I give them the option. I tell them I can drive like a grandma if they'd like.
This is how I like to drive. Are you down?
That's almost verbatim what I say. I say, look, you see the car. I like to go fast. I like to accelerate fast.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? And if they say yes, they have a great time. Everyone has a great time when they go for a ride with me. Some of them ask for rides later on again because they had so much fun the first time. So yeah, no, it's an option.
Interesting. Okay. No, I'm going to skip that one.
You're gonna skip the regret one? It's a short story. Long story short. First manual car I ever had. I drove it home from the dealership without any training whatsoever, just YouTube videos.
Okay.
Worst possible thing you could do.
I was going to say this guy just trying to learn everything through videos and like his own self-research.
Yeah. That's the worst thing I've ever done.
What happened?
Oh, I totally stalled out multiple times while I was on the way back. There was a light at an incline and I was at the front. Yeah, see, you already know. I had no idea what I was doing and I ended up having people honking at me really bad. But no damage happened to the car. I just looked like an idiot. Yeah. That's all. Like, oh, why do you have this car if you can't drive it?
Yeah, I guess, you're calling attention to yourself and then it's like, oh yeah, I can't handle this.
It took me, I stalled out 8 times trying to park it in my garage. It's also an incline.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, good job learning how to do it though, I guess.
Well, Ross, he sat in the car with me once, asked me how many cars I had before it with a manual, and I told him it was my first one, and he was shocked. He said, no way. So, big compliment.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What's the biggest risk you've taken while driving?
Oh, sorry, that was the biggest risk.
Okay, that was
my bad.
Okay,
which
good.
one did we skip?
I was skipping the. Do you think maybe you care maybe too much about driving if you have like this whole specific term?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's clearly no too much you can care.
Yeah.
What's something that people misunderstand about you?
People think I'm social because of the personality. Yeah. Did that surprise you?
It would surprise me.
Okay. Why does it surprise you?
Again, because you're always smiling, positive, cheerful,
Right.
chipper, saying hey to everyone.
Right. I grew into that. I'm actually pretty introverted. If I had a choice for my perfect weekend, I would stay at home. I would catch up on my growing backlog of video games and not do anything at all. That's it. But I'm thankful that I was pushed into a position where I had to be social. I was like the MC of parties for my mother because there was a time where she had some friends that only spoke Spanish. My mom does not speak Spanish. I was a translator.
Yeah, I was going to assume you must. I was thinking with your student earlier. It's like so you must speak Spanish probably if you're communicating with her.
I speak an okay amount. My friends like to insist that I'm pretty fluent. I'm not going to say anything in Spanish right now, but I do. That's why I built up the skills, though. I built them up as a kid, and then in college, when you're going through teaching classes, they give you all the tips you need to interact with individuals, no matter how difficult they may be. And that might be why some of the students came to me even when they were like not wanting to talk to any other teacher, because I was able to connect with them. I find a way to bridge that gap. Yep. Even with my friend who is from A&M, we bridge the gap over food. Everyone loves food, man. If you have someone you don't get along with, find a mutual food dish that y'all like. Perfect. You're friends.
Yeah. It really is as simple as like when you're a kid and it's like, oh, you have that food?
Yeah. Or what's that? Oh, what's that Filipino dish? I've never seen that before. Yeah. Is it good? Can I try it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me? You get exactly one.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Which one was it?
Oh, dang.
No, I prepared for this a little bit. I know you said you don't know much about Pokemon.
That's true.
Do you know, like, at least the very original basics, like Pikachu, Charizard, things like that?
I know the names. I know Ash exists. I know there's Pokeballs. I know there's those specific ones. I know Bulbasaur and Charizard and Pikachu.
Of those three, which one do you think best captures your personality?
I don't know their personalities. I just know that they exist and that Pikachu has like the lightning and the electricity or whatnot. And
got it.
I remember getting killed a bit by Pikachu in like Super Smash Bros. Or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's not my favorite because I got killed by him too many times. So
gotcha. Well, that's unfortunate. I was going to say he's probably the one that fits you the best.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a social one. He makes friends with everybody he talks to. So.
Oh, I'm not actually that social. It's all a facade.
You're totally Charizard then.
Okay.
Charizard does not want to hang out with anyone. Goes off on his own all the time.
Okay, that's more me. And you talking about like your perfect weekend. It's like
same.
Pretty much. It's like I just want to not ever go out or do anything.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't talk to people. I don't message anyone. It's just me, my wife. We play video games, eat dinner, maybe go out on a date somewhere. That's it.
Yep, that's goals.
Yep.
Okay, let's get to a game I like to call Give Me Five. So I hope you have prepared a top 5 list for me.
I do. I have two.
I did suggest things.
I'm going to go for one.
We're only going to do one of them.
Yes.
All right. So not everyone knows how to do a top 5 list properly. I've had people start at number 1, and you have to start at number 5. And
I will. I got them in order.
Perfect. All right. I'm gonna take notes.
Okay.
Because that way I feel like I'm being professional here. Let's go ahead and start with what are you giving us a list of?
I'll give you a choice. Do you want the anime list or the Pokemon list?
I mean, I want the Pokemon list now.
Okay, I'll give you the Pokemon list.
You've already established that you're a Pokemon expert, so.
Somewhat. I don't know any of the new, the newest.
Everyone's an expert to me, so like.
Fair enough. I'm the expert in the room.
Exactly. There we go.
Sure.
Number 5.
Number 5 would be Charizard. Charizard has a really cool. Do you want to brief explanation? Cool.
Gotta have reasons.
Good. Charizard. At first, he hates Ash, man. If you watch the original intro, he actually sets Ash on fire in the intro repeatedly. He just turns into like Black Ash, cartoon style.
Is that why he's named Ash?
Maybe. Okay. Never thought of that. Nice. Thank you. Wow. But over time, he grows a respect for Ash. And later on in a movie, there's a scene where Ash is in danger. He's like plummeting down because of something that happened in the film. Charizard happens to be flying by a house and sees it on the TV. And he, at that point, already loves Ash. He flies right to where Ash is, going as fast as possible and catches him. He is the biggest MVP ever. If something extremely bad is happening, he's got you, 100%.
I was going to say, does that scene make you cry? When it's like, okay. I was going to say, is it one of those moments? Because, sometimes it's a little heartstringer puller when it's like, oh, this person that seems like they hate that person.
Right.
But then actually they always have their back.
Right.
It's like that one's always
No, that was heartwarming. That made me happy. Not tearing up happy because it happened over a very long period of time. It wasn't like overnight.
Okay.
It was a long period of time. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4.
Sure. Number 4, I would say Gengar. for a couple of reasons. Gengar is a prankster, man. He just wants to mess with people. That's what his entire spiel is. He's a ghost type Pokemon. He can like go through walls and stuff like that. He's not mean. He doesn't have any ill intent. He just wants to have fun and make people have a little fright. That's all.
All right. That's exactly what I wanted to be if I were a ghost.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to like scare people and just mess with them a little.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3, I chose Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a Pokemon that consistently acts as a guardian for Pokemon that don't have anyone else to watch over them. So kind of like a protective figure. I think that's pretty cool. So, yeah.
Kind of like Eric as a teacher for these students.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2, I had Psyduck. I know, right? Not number 1. Wow. It's literally because I relate to him so much. That's it. Psyduck. Number 2, because he's me.
Wow.
I'm Psyduck.
And you only put yourself at number 2. All right. So number 1.
Yeah. Number 1, I put Mewtwo. And there's a good reason for this one. In Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo is one of the only Pokemon that you ever see that can use his psychic abilities to communicate with humans. And there's a quote from the movie that I don't have perfectly memorized, so I'll paraphrase it. The circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what one chooses to do with the gift of life that truly matters. And that's a kid's movie, man. That's deep. So, yeah, it's because of that specific saying. So
you're like, this is my philosophy.
Yeah.
This is the entire basis of what I believe now.
I mean, it is, right? You see me like trying to help out the little guy, trying to help them see that they can do it, even if they don't come from money, even if they don't have the native language. It doesn't matter. You can do it if you try.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Good top 5 list. I appreciate it. Let's do a little game called First Pitch now.
Sure.
All right. You have a month to establish a rental business, so you can't really you can't plan too much.
Sure.
What are you renting?
I'd say pre-made competitive decks, whether it's Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, it doesn't matter what it is. Pre-made decks that you can rent and then use in tournaments. Because obtaining the individual cards is a nightmare. Mm-hmm. And in tournaments, you're not allowed to use what they call proxy cards, which is when you print them out and put them in a sleeve, not the real card. Yep. You must use official cards. So to bridge that gap, again, you can pre-make the decks and rent them out. I think it'd be pretty cool.
All right. Well, actually, I talked to Morgan recently, and she is going to start the same business. So you're going to compete with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So all right.
No, that's a partnership. Why does it have to be a competition? We can use Salesforce as
You seem like you were super excited about all these competitions and how it makes you each stronger. So.
Oh, that's only in video games. I don't let that competitive side of me come out anywhere else. It's just in video games. Something that I know won't make anyone feel like... I don't want anyone to feel less than.
Yeah.
Except in video games.
Okay.
Right?
It's good to have a place where you shouldn't have people feel that, because
Yeah. Only video games.
There has to be somewhere you're allowed to be mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just in Super Smash Brothers. Yeah. I don't play any other game either. Like people ask me to play Call of Duty. Nah, I don't play Call of Duty. I play Street Fighter, which I'm now bad at, and Super Smash Brothers, which I am sure I could probably pick up a controller, even if it's been a couple of years, and beat. I think I could beat everyone here. Yeah. Okay. Pretty easy. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a little break and get into the 5 important questions.
Sounds good.
5 important questions. 5 important questions? 5 important questions.
First question: what would you say is your greatest success in life?
Got it. That took me a while to think about, right? Because there are a lot of different areas I could have gone to. Mm-hmm. I think for me, I settled on one. My greatest success in life was using my ability to connect with people to help them improve their lives. That's it. Just seeing them get out of the difficult situations or difficult financial, areas that they're in and succeed. That is awesome. I can't tell you how rewarding that is. Once you do it once, you're addicted. Yep.
Okay, so there's not like a specific one that stands out most? Or is it that
it has to be that student I mentioned. The student that I'm going, whose graduation I'm going to. Mm-hmm. Wild story. With my first partner, we babysat her a couple of times. She did not know any English. I had to use Spanish in order to communicate, and that's awesome. Mm-hmm. I became a teacher, like I think 8 years later, and I'm standing in the hallway. I always greeted my students at the door, always gave them a nice firm handshake, try to help them build up that skill too. And I see her walking by and I go, nah. And I say their name and they look and they're like, wait, Andrew? And I'm like, no. And yeah, that's when I started tutoring her in mathematics. So she's the one that's graduating. That's so rewarding because I know the like the living situation she's in because I was a babysitter. And it's rough, man. It is. And she's going to be a nurse. They make money. That's awesome. I'm so happy. Yeah. So if I had to pick one, that one.
Yeah. And then she's also obviously going to, if as a nurse, going to go on to help a lot more people as
exactly.
well. Yeah.
She's going to give back. It's great.
Yep. Wonderful. Number 2, what is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear used to be needles. My greatest fear now is...
So you should not be a nurse.
No, it's terrifying. It's truly terrifying. I pass out, actually. They started an IV on me once because I was going to do an MRI to see how my brain's doing. Yeah. And they started the the IV. Yeah. I looked the nurse in the eyes and said, hey, I'm about to pass out. Just giving you a heads up. I'm good, but I am about to pass out. And they've never had someone do that. I can tell when I'm passing out. It's kind of cool. My greatest fear now is that I am not able to make sure I can meet my wife's medical needs, right? I love her so much. And I don't even want to imagine what life would be like without her. So yeah, if God forbid, anything happened and I didn't have a job here, I would be right out that door applying hundreds and hundreds of places. Yeah. But my resume now, because of my fortunate time here at Point of Rental, is pretty strong. I don't think I would have a difficult time landing my next job. Yeah. Yeah. I landed this job in 2 weeks after after being let go at BBVA. So speed run.
And we know you were able to put out hundreds of applications in that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. If you could tell first day at Point of Rental, Eric, one piece of advice, what would you tell him?
Don't try to learn it all, dude. There's so much. Like I said, when Gus left and I was put into this position, I was very much overwhelmed. But if I had just taken a step back, relaxed, and learned as things were coming up, I would have been fine. That's kind of what ended up happening anyway. And yeah, just don't stress out about it, man. Just relax. You're gonna learn it. You'll be fine. There's no way anyone could prep you for this. Yeah.
Except maybe you.
No. Okay. There's still too much. It would take me an entire year just to prep someone, or just to prep the prep material to prep someone. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting very meta in this. What's something that you believe that it feels like no one agrees with you on?
I guess a couple. One, Gemini is better than ChatGPT, and my argument is Google is developing Gemini, and they have their own phone. They are over Android. It's a full ecosystem. Can't really say that about the other one. Just saying. The other one was Linux is much better than Windows or Mac OS or whatever it's called. Yeah. Because the customizability. I don't like being like everyone else. I like to stand out a little bit. Yeah. Linux allows you to do that. So,
I can see that being a benefit for someone who actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah. It is. But there are Linux distros that are as easy to use as a Windows computer. It's built to look exactly like it. So you would never know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you've been sentenced to death. The ChatGPT people took over, and they're not with the Gemini is better belief. Oh, no. So, and now it's a capital offense. So that kind of sucks for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's your last meal?
Mine would be Goldie's barbecue. Okay. I haven't even had it yet, man. It's difficult to get, right? Have you heard of Franklin's barbecue?
I have.
Good. It's better.
Okay.
Yeah. It was ranked #1 barbecue place in either Texas or the US for a couple of years in a row now. And it's because the people who founded it went to places like Black's Barbecue, Franklin's Barbecue, learned the skills that the pitmasters there are doing, and then came together to make the ultimate barbecue place. It's freaking genius. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited.
So what particular barbecue are you having in this last meal?
Oh, it would be a
Just all of
spread. It'd have to have brisket. It would have to have the beef rib and their bread. Their bread is supposedly made on site. It's not just something they buy out of a bag.
Yeah.
And they add a little extra sugar so that if you wanted to make your own barbecue sandwich, it's going to be sweet and savory.
Okay, well that is kind of my favorite thing.
They're
to
here.
do, so, yeah.
They're in like the DFW area. You should check it out.
I will have to.
You have to get there early. They sell out by like 2 p.m.
Oh, it's one of those things. Gosh, maybe I can get a.
They give you beers if you're in line.
Oh, well, I mean that's all you had to say. Any beverage or dessert with this?
The dessert would have to be whatever cobbler they make. I'm sure they have one. And then the drink, I don't know. Probably something called C2 in the Philippines. They have a green tea with apple add-in that they have, and I was addicted to that as a child.
Sounds pretty tasty.
Yeah, you can get something similar at Starbucks if you get the green tea lemonade and you sub the lemonade with apple juice.
Okay.
It's very, very similar.
Okay. Make a note there. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Again, it's a snap change. It's a magic.
Yeah. What did I want to change? Oh, I very much have an over eagerness to help, which I'm sure you picked up on
Yes.
after our time together here. Sometimes people just want an ear, a caring ear to listen to them and what they're going through. They don't want you to give them solutions. They don't want you to try to fix their problems. They just want to vent. I am terrible at being a listener like that. And my wife told me that. So I've been improving. I tend to ask up front.
I was going to say that's also an issue for me. And I do sometimes just ask the question, is this a problem solving issue or is this a vent issue?
Yes. I do that now. I just ask up front and then I can bite my tongue.
Perfect. If you could change one thing about point of rental, again, snap change, what would it be?
Oh, you know that new buddy system?
Yes.
I want it to be one step further, right? I want there to be a mentoring system, right? What if, I think of Robert when I say this, what if there are individuals at Point of Rental who want to learn skills in a different department, right? They want to move to that department.
Yeah.
Make it easier for them to reach out to the individuals who are the professionals there so that they could take on a mentor or mentee and actually build it up, maybe move there eventually and do the job of their dreams. Why not? Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. We'll talk after this interview about that.
Sure.
Tell me a secret about Point of Rental or Salesforce that not enough people know about.
Ooh, this one's fun. This is another flex. My wife and I, we went to San Francisco where the Salesforce headquarters is located, tallest building there. And there's a restaurant in Chinatown called the House of Nanking that we went to. When I walked in, I found out a few really, really, really cool facts. One, the CEO of Salesforce has eaten there. Two, the chef that is over it is like an Iron Chef. They won a competition on one of the cooking channels. Incredible chef. And three, the cool one, Keanu Reeves' favorite restaurant is the House of Nanking. I got to eat there, and it's not even expensive. It was like $16 for a plate.
That's a price I like.
Yeah. So that's a cool little secret that nearly no one knows about, and I don't know how you would find out unless you went.
Unless you listen to this podcast.
Yeah. People who don't listen to this podcast are missing out on so many life hacks.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Eric, for chatting today.
Of course.
Oh, actually, before I give a thank you, is there anything else that people need to know about you that I didn't think to ask about? That it's like, if people are going to talk with me, they should really know this.
I don't think so. I have a knack of getting along with anyone about anything. So, yeah, I think this is going to give them a lot of background to why I am the way I am. So that's cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, now officially, thank you, Eric, for chatting.
Yeah,
today.
of course. Thank you for having me. I didn't know that I was going to get nominated for it. It was a nice little surprise.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to Andrew and Daria for your help with producing this thing. Thank you to everyone out there watching on YouTube or listening to it on whatever podcast platform you listen to it. Please share it with a friend, and then we can all talk about Eric behind his back, or we can see him and talk about him. We'll see you next month, and we'll keep the porch light burning for you.
Have a great one, y'all.